Hey everyone, Big Pauly back for a movie review. Ah, yes. Today's movie review is a film called Left Behind, starring Nicolas Cage. The beginning of the end. Now, when I first picked this up, and I first mentioned that I picked this up, a lot of people were like, oh God, even £1 is too much for that. And it was bad and on that kind of stuff. Because I picked it up on the word of my brother. Because he watched it, he thought it was quite a good film. And that cover looked really good. And I saw this in CX for £1 and I thought, pick it up. Pick it up. Okay. Well, I have to say, I actually quite enjoyed it. I did. I actually quite enjoyed it. I know it's going to probably confuse a lot of people. You know, people are going to be like, what the bleep? Yeah. A lot of people are going to be like, why? Why did he enjoy it? You like what you like, I guess. No, I'm not a big religious person. And I had no idea that this had any kind of religious undertones. Yes, undertones. Basically, what it's about this character here, Nicolas Cage, who plays Ray, what's his name? Ray Steele, who's an airline pilot. And he's flying on his birthday, but his daughter, he's coming over to the family home. It's played by the ever beautiful Cassie Thompson, who I actually haven't seen her in much since the brilliant Big Love TV series, which was absolutely fantastic. If you haven't seen Big Love with Bill Paxton, watch it. Watch it. Yes, so he decides to fly on his birthday so that he doesn't catch up with his daughter, unfortunately, you know, to pay the bills. His daughter's coming over to stay at the family house with her brother, her little brother, and also her mum, Lorraine Baines McFly. Well, looky what we have here. Yes, it's Lee Thompson herself. And the first half hour of the film is all like airport based and family based. So Chloe, Cassie Thompson, meets this guy at an airport who's also on the same flight that her father's flying. He's a news reporter called Cameron, who's played by Chad Michael Murray. Excuse me. So yeah, they kind of get a little bit of a friendship, a little relationship. And obviously he goes his own way. He gets to the plane, gets on board the plane and everything. And then Chloe goes home to see her mum and her little brother. Takes her little brother out for a little ride to the mall and all that kind of stuff. You know, it flashes between like mall scenes and the inside of the airplane, as you know, we get to know all these relevant passengers and everything like that. Then all of a sudden, there's a kind of bang and a flash. It's only very brief, but all of a sudden, loads of people disintegrate. You don't see them disintegrate. You know, if you're holding someone, it's a kind of a little brief flash, and then you're just holding some baggy clothes. And then the screaming starts, people start falling over and all that kind of stuff. And also on the plane as well, people start screaming and shouting, you know, completely not knowing what the hell was going on. And you get the usual car crashings, planes falling from the sky, very apocalyptic, real apocalyptic. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the TV series The Leftovers, which was really good as well. If you haven't seen that, bloody watch that. Just millions of people. They don't know, to start with, how many people have vanished, but apparently it's millions of people all over the earth. And as Chloe frantically tries to search for her brother at the mall, you know, she runs off to the hospital, narrowly avoids being shot and cars crashing and all that kind of stuff, people looting and all that kind of stuff. She gets home, she realises that her mum has actually gone as well. So not only has she lost her brother, but she's lost her mum as well. And she doesn't know whether or not her dad's gone. Meanwhile, poor old Nick Cage has lost one of his cabin crew, specifically the co-pilot. Yes, you don't want that to happen, do you? And he's trying to piece together, he's trying to work out what the hell's going on, trying to calm everybody down on the plane. He's losing control of a lot of the passengers. You know, they're all in a huff and confusion, and of course you've got the usual Muslim on the plane, so everybody's thinking terrorists, but you've also got a kind of a mixture as well. You've got a little guy that's really grumpy and hates everybody on the plane. E. Smarty from Pirates of the Caribbean. You've got a bloke that thinks that it's a space-time continuum trans-warp conduit thing that's happened that's taken all these people away. So you get a general mix of different people on the plane, and it becomes apparent after a while with all these piecing together from both Chloe down on the surface and also, you know, Ray on the plane, that it has religious ties, and it's all linked to the Bible. And I think it's John chapter 3 verse 16. I can't remember. You can tell I've never read the Bible in my life, can't you? One of those anyway. So yeah, and that's partly the reason why all of these people have vanished. Obviously, if anybody's familiar with the Bible, or you're familiar with this kind of prophecy, that kind of thing, then you'll know what that chapter or verse is. I really should have gone to Sunday school. So yeah, I thought it was actually a really not a bad film. It's, like I say, I'm not a big religious person. I mean, I've never been... The only time I've ever been to church is for weddings or funerals. So yes, never brought up on religion or anything like that. Never read the Bible. The Bible is a little bit too heavy reading for me. I'd rather read something like Stephen King, to be perfectly honest. Oh dear. Yeah, there was the right amount of apocalyptic end of the world action scenes for like a B movie. So yeah, it's quite good. The acting was okay. The acting was pretty good. I've seen Nicolas Cage in a lot worse than this. That's to be perfectly honest. Some of the acting from some of the passengers on the plane was a little bit ropey, and there was actually kind of a little bit of an emotional hit for me towards the end of the film. So I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. It didn't bore me. It didn't bore me at all. I thought it was a pretty well crafted film for Vic Armstrong, who used to be Indiana Jones, you know, who used to be Harrison Ford's stunt double and went on to art direction and directing himself. Well, not himself, but directing films. But yeah, and it was a quid. So to be perfectly honest, I'm actually happy that I picked that up for a quid. If that had been a Poundland one, which apparently it is in Poundland now, from what I understand, and I picked that out on a Sunday, I'd be really pleasantly surprised. And it wouldn't go into the recycling bin. It would definitely go in onto my shelf. It is a film I'll see again, definitely. So yes, it didn't bore me one bit. Very entertaining. I like the kind of like end of the world apocalyptic, this type of subject, you know, like that's why I like the Leftovers, the TV series, and things like that, and the 4400 and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I enjoyed it. And it was based on the New York Times best-selling novel, which I didn't know. There aren't really any extras though, unfortunately. But the sound was good, and the film was about 110 minutes. Picture quality was okay. Looks like regional locked B as well. But if you're interested, give it a go. Like I say, I've seen much worse Nicolas Cage movies. So Yeah, not bad. As a rating out of 10, I'll very happily give this a 7. Yeah, I did enjoy it. A lot of people will probably be thinking, he's lost it, he's totally gone off his head, but that's just my personal opinion. We all like different things, and I enjoyed it. So I hope you enjoyed my little review of Left Behind, and hopefully you're not crying your eyes out, bursting out laughing while rolling around on the floor saying, what the bloody hell, he's lost it. Give the video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Stick down in the comments if you've seen it and what you thought of it, and probably most comments will probably say you hated it and that I'm off my nuts. And don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.